Jalen's feeling better, but there wasn't enough practice reps to feel comfortable that we made a decision to go with Jason. And we'll see how we go from there, okay? How about that one for an opening statement? I beat you to the punch, Jordan, didn't I?
Before the game, we learned that Brian wasn't here due to a personal matter. I guess, is everything okay with him at this point?
Yeah, Brian Boyle had a medical procedure that we knew was going to be happening. It unfortunately was delayed. That the procedure took place yesterday, and he's doing well. He's at home, and you keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and everything's on a positive thing, and we expect him to be back in the building very soon.
First game, what are your quick observations from this first game?
Yeah, it's so much, as I kind of was doing radio and talking to the team, so much there's, we get off to a good start on both sides of the ball, and then unfortunately we turn it over, and they capitalize, get stopped on 4th and 1, so a little bit, but you need those things in games, and I thought I was proud of our coaches and our players because I didn't see we didn't flinch, there wasn't a panic, we stayed the course, and we talked about at halftime that we'd have a chance to wear them down a little bit in the second half, and we thought we could, and I think we did, and then we started to create a couple nice plays by a couple corners, and the thing kind of gets, a little out of hand pretty quick there, and is good. Thought Jason played really well, really did. I don't know, what was he? He had 6 incompletions, and boy, I don't, there's some 50-50s and something else. I thought he played pretty well there. I thought it was, Daniel felt terrible about putting the ball on the ground, but it was good to see him come back and make a nice physical run, especially everything that he's gone through. Dylan McDuffie gets his first carry, scores. I mean, that's neat. And then Savion's kind of been battling, he's had a couple injuries, and he kind of gets forgotten, and then he comes in and runs. So, again, the depth there. I know I'm kind of rambling there on some guys. I think the receiving corps showed itself again, its depth. Trevor Cardell, I thought, showed up again, and as well as others. Trevor Wilson made some probably other than his catch at Duke or something a couple years back. I think this is the most impactful contributions he's had since then. That's exciting. We saw speed in the return game from him. So, and I thought the versatility of our offensive line was good too.
On the topic of Jason Bean, thinking back, I guess, how fortunate do you feel that he made the decision to come back?
We were just talking about that on the air. We're pretty. We've said it on the sideline. Jim said it. We've said it multiple times. But you guys are here in the room every week with me. How many times have I talked about Jason Bean's improvement? I have, haven't I? And sometimes you get those things that you're just saying. He continues to get better. He's done everything we've asked. He's never, and watching him mature and be more confident, you saw that. Like, I kind of refer to the radio interview. I think one time he flushed maybe to his left. If you look back, remember his first year, every time a jersey, he was always running lateral. And even on his runs tonight, the few that he had, he really turned the corner and planted his foot. He didn't look to go out of bounds. All those things that we challenged him to be better at, and he has, and really happy for him.
Generally, what did you see from the defensive line? It seemed like, at least in the first half, those guys were really getting some penetration.
Yeah, I thought we did. I don't have the first half. I thought that, if I remember right, because I glanced, because now with these new clock rules and that, I'm trying to remember, looking at numbers of plays just to see what's happening. Hopefully, if I don't talk too long, you all hit your deadline sooner and get to go home and stuff now with these new rules. But I think they had 33 plays. Anybody have that on them? First half? Total plays by Missouri State. Nobody has that? Okay, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong when you quote me, but if there is, I thought they had 33 plays, and we had like 25. And they ended the game with 48. So I thought, again, we played pretty well. There were some plays, like, say, the short fields and that. I didn't think we gave up explosive plays, really, which was good, and I think that was good with that front being disruptive. Thought, Devin Phillips was very good. I thought Gage Key showed up a few times, talking about some of our new guys. A guy that's really been limited and I thought showed up was Patrick Joyner a little bit, as well as, Jeremy and Austin. Austin had the penalty. You haven't had a chance to see, but I mean, it's too bad. I hit him low. He's got to remember the target zone on a quarterback. So, a good step. Taiwan had to be taken out again. He's been limited in camp. We just hope we get him back. But J.B. Brown, I think, showed again that, we've been talking about him, and I think he's going to help us.
We heard about Jordan Peterson getting the chance to call the defense. Just how do you feel like he dealt with having that extra responsibility?
Like I said, we didn't know for sure when this was with, Jordan's coordinated before. As I told him, I said, Jordan, I said right before kickoff, I said, tonight when we got here, I said, I haven't talked to you a whole lot about, other than what's normal, because I sit in the room, I listen to him playing. I said, because I have the utmost confidence that you'll do a great job. And I thought he did. And, Mark De Leon did a nice job filling in up in the booth. I thought our whole staff, and that says a lot about all of them. So, but yeah, so I feel I'm very fortunate to have, we have a great staff, and just like when your players and somebody's down. But we knew, Brian's, we've been aware of it, so it wasn't like, I can say this wasn't like a sudden thing with 24 hours. We knew, good 2 weeks.
And then I wanted to ask about that pick by Quentin Lasseter. Just a play like that, what does that do for his confidence getting on the field and doing something like that?
Yeah, what a great young man. He's, kind of an unsung leader in our program, well respected by everyone. Guy's worked extremely hard, been patient, never shows body language that he's upset or disappointed in any way, and just keeps working. And he's extremely proud to be a Jayhawk, and pretty cool. And I didn't know until probably the series before that his brother was on the sideline there, so it's kind of neat for them to again to share that experience.
On Bean, real quick, when did he know that he was going to be the guy tonight?
Well, just by the amount of reps he's had, he pretty much knew that it was leaning that way. And now, again, when we came through, when I sat with Jalen was just getting back to practice and doing things, and it was hopeful there, and but it was a good problem to have, and if you watch Jalen warm up, I think he's feeling good. It's kind of a day-to-day thing to keep making sure he feels right, and that's kind of where we're at.
And then with you've talked about the receiver depth. I wonder, you guys went down 10-7, and then on that next drive that you had, Bean hit LJ for the deep ball. And two things about that. I wonder how important that play was tonight, but also, do you do different things? Do you still look for those shots, whether it's Bean or Jalen, or does that change anything?
There's not a discussion that Andy and the offensive staff are going, well, yeah, we're not going to run these plays. No, certain guys are going to run certain plays better and see, but again, our depth showed up. Luke Grimm didn't finish the game, and Doug Elmer comes in and blocks his tail off. Torrey Lachlan gets some plays. Trevor gets more plays, but explosively, especially with Quentin and Lawrence, there's a chance there to kind of answer some things and take some shots down the field. We're going to have to continue to do that.
How big did you feel that play was?
Oh, extremely. Because again, when you fall down, all of a sudden you worry yet about where we're sometimes at fragilely of being able to answer things, and when things don't go your way. And again, I think we stayed aggressive. I think we were aggressive on fourth down. We were aggressive on fourth down even later in the game. Some are going to work. Unfortunately, some don't. But I think that really helped our guys, obviously.
Time for a couple more.
Yeah, Lance,
Seth Keller comes in his debut. He's perfect. I mean, what's it like to bring in a guy and he's giving you special teams right away like that?
Yeah, that's why we brought him in. We thought he was extremely accurate. We haven't really tested him deep yet in things, but again, a fine young man, very mature. I think he's the only guy on our team married, so no, it's good, John, to see, and you're happy for guys like that, and I guess there's in games like this you want to get guys in. I think we got to play a lot of guys, and I guess if there's one guy you don't want to play, that's your punter, and he didn't get to play tonight. So.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Have a great